Two words that come to mind when I think of Ann and Mike are intelligent and passionate.
They are indefatigable, I would say, is one word that comes to mind.
Driven, tenacious, in a quiet way.
I think of excellence and humility.
When I think of Mike and Ann, I think of phrases like, spirit of generosity, radical giving, and servant leadership.
Words to describe my parents, above all else, integrity and honor.
Definitely steadfast, but then also fun.
One of the most important things about my family is how important family is, and especially now that we're all out of the house, we cherish those times that we're together.
I think my parents have always taught us that we're on a team, everyone's on the same side, and the most important thing you can do is be in kind of constant communication with your family.
And if I showed you my phone now, there might be 11 text messages, and it's this chain. And it's funny, I sort of thought it was normal, but it's not normal to have that text message chain like that with your family.
Mike asked me if I would like to become involved with the Land Preservation Trust, and I said, sure, I would. He is the president and chairman of the board, and that suits his particular skills because Mike is a very strategic thinker. As time progressed, the Land Preservation Trust became a major player in the land preservation efforts that have been made in Baltimore County.
From his perspective, you have to start with something you think you can have an impact on, and that's the land right in this area, in Green Spring Valley, and then the harbor.
Mike's been involved with waterfront partnerships since before day one.
If you look at the work that my dad's done in Baltimore with revitalizing the Inner Harbor, most people thought he was crazy when he said he would swim across it, and I think he volunteered me to swim across it as well, which I'm not quite as excited for.
Mike has declared he's swimming across the harbor in 2020, and I'll be there too, along with many others who have pledged to do that swim.
First Fruits Farm is a Christian ministry that grows food for food banks, area food banks all over the Mid-Atlantic. I was a partner for many years with Mike. As I retired from Brown and began to share with Mike some of my plans, Mike very quickly said, we need to find a way to tell everyone about the vision and what you're going to be doing. So it was a great source of encouragement to know that really part of my corporate family, which I've had for almost 24 years, was there to consider supporting me going forward.
I love having Ann in our group. She is an incredibly versatile singer with a very large range. It doesn't matter what I ask her to sing, she's willing to go to whatever part I need. She just has such a love and a passion for life and for the singing.
Ann's position as senior warden at the church, she really is the lay person in charge of all of what we do. One of the great gifts is that she's also more than willing to sort of roll up her sleeves or get her hands dirty. Her leadership is by example and often includes her own willingness to sort of do what maybe somebody else doesn't want to do.
Volunteers are the lifeblood of an organization. Ann has been an integral part of Paul's Place for the past 20 years. She's not only been a board member, a personal volunteer, but also a trusted advisor, helping guide us with strategic decisions.
Mike is an incredible leader that leads by example. Other business leaders want to join in and participate because of his leadership. And many of the staff as well are just so energized by his commitment to our job and what we do and our mission. He's the definition of a true business leader and a leader who inspires others.
When I think of Mike and Ann, I think of one of my favorite Bible verses, which is out of Luke 12, where the Lord talks about this idea that from those that have much, much is required, and from those that have been entrusted with much, even more is required. And I think Mike and Ann, in terms of how they live their lives, have certainly demonstrated that.
In a unique way, both Michael and Ann are the kind of folks who take what they've been given, even what perhaps they've earned, and understand it to have been a blessing and want to return it to other people in their lives.
Some of my earliest memories are of going with my parents to organizations that they've been involved with. My parents are very busy people, and I think partly it's work, but it's also because they commit themselves to so many different organizations as well.
They've always been very invested in the community. I think bottom line, they feel lucky to be able to work with these different organizations, and they've done so for a long time.
They're just constantly going from one thing to another and really see it as part of their duty, but also something that they love to do.
It's about building something for the future that a lot of people can benefit from.